Right, everyone, here we are with ticker symbol Nndm, Nano Dimensions. And before we jump into this chart, I want to say welcome to all my first time viewers and investors. Welcome to my channel, Invest for Tomorrow. To all my subscribers, welcome back. And let's jump into this chart. So this has been in a healthy bullish run since the point of about $3. And from that point forward, it has been pulling itself further and further away from the 50-day moving average. Super important to keep that in mind. It has done staircases here, as you can see it, and it's just been pushing. Now, the question is, could this become the next staircase where it's actually heading down, or is it going to hit newer lows? We got to look at that. Let me go ahead and remove all these lines. I don't want you guys to get confused, but you can see that Nano Dimensions has been in a healthy run, and the question is, could the bulls hold this up? And when you zoom out, and you go back to the highest points reached here, which was around 446, 445. We slightly broke through that at one point in the day up here at the peak, which we're going to look at in just a moment. And it couldn't hold itself up. It started to go down. So if the bulls can actually bring themselves back up and break through this point and hold themselves up, they could actually take this to newer highs and newer resistance levels, because that's one of the most important highest points reached when this was actually falling, and a slight pickup, and before it started to hit these lows here, that it hit the lowest point here at 268. One of the most important numbers that we've been watching before this actually started to bring itself back up. So we're gonna look here at what is important for tomorrow and the next coming days, but that 446 mark and 445, give or take, is one of the most important points for the bulls to hold themselves up above to continue to run up. But so far, the bulls have been actually holding themselves up pretty strongly. Even if there's slight dips, they just keep running this one up since $3. So we're going to look at our highest point reached today, and there was a rejection there twice, which is important to look at, and one of the lowest points reached in these last couple of hours of the day as the bearish run has formed. Now, you could see that this was pretty steep, and this is kind of leveling off. The question is, will it kind of level off and bring itself back up, or is it going to slightly fall? So we want to pay close attention to these numbers and these cues for tomorrow and the upcoming week. So 50-day moving average is 395. I'd write that down. As long as we're above it, the bulls are in control. The moment we're below it, the bears are obviously in control. Now, for the bulls to maintain control over staying in bullish territory, they need to break through resistance, because this 50-day moving average will continue to catch up. And if they just hang out in this direction, at some point, the 50-day moving average will cross it, and now we end up in bearish territory. So keep that in mind. For the bulls to maintain control, they need to go ahead and break away through this resistance and pull further away from the 50-day moving average. So let's look at it. So 460 is our resistance. This is what the bulls need to break through to pull further away from the 50-day moving average before it catches up to the price. We're currently at 430. They need to turn that into a support and pull away from it to reach new resistance levels and newer highs. Super important for the bulls to do that. They need to break through this resistance. I want to emphasize that they need to. And remember, before getting to that resistance, 444, 445, 446, give or take, way back here at these highs, is one of the most important numbers to break through. And if that's broken through, the next step obviously is 460. But based off of what we see here, I'm using the 445, 446, 444. I know I'm saying all these numbers, but it's give or take in between that range, from 444 to 446. That if it breaks through it, even though it's not a resistance that we're looking here, based off of the history of the chart, is super important, which you can kind of use to kind of break this down midway and see what's going on. And then from there, get closer to 460, and 460 is probably the most important, because if they create a staircase, let's just say here at 446, They create a staircase at this area. The bulls bring themselves back up, and then they bounce back up. They turn this into a staircase themselves, right? The resistance, and then they're going to bounce back up to newer highs and newer resistance levels. That's the whole point here. So if you want to use that midway point of around 445, 46 range, you're more than welcome to. But the main resistance level based off of the charts today and what it's showing exactly for tomorrow is 460. So the bulls need to break through that so that the 50-day moving average does not catch up to it. Now, on the other hand, we have what the bears want. And the bears want to take this down as much as they can. If they break through this support is still in bullish territory. Now, if that gets broken through, the next low would be down here as it was running up, and that's $4. That's getting a lot closer to the 50-day moving average of $3.95. So if you want to write that down, $4 would be the next support. But before getting there, the first support level that the bears are going to try to break through is 424. If 424 is broken through, I want to emphasize to all investors, pay very close attention to how the stock is behaving. You have this window of 424 to 395 to see how it's reacting, if the bulls are trying to reappear and bring this back up, or if the bears are tearing this one down fairly quickly, getting closer to break through the 50-day moving average to end up in bearish territory. Super important for every single investor to pay close attention to how this is reacting. If it breaks through 424, how quickly is it reaching newer lows, or are the bulls trying to reappear? Keep that in mind. Super important to pay close attention to it. And for the bulls, you want them to break through this resistance so they can reach new highs, new resistance levels, and pull further away from the 50-day moving average. As always, if you found this video helpful and informative, please do so and subscribe. Don't forget to click on the bell to turn on all notifications and not miss a single video that I post. Share this with your friends and community, and don't forget to hit that like button to let me know you watched this video. So, trivia question. What is the most important resistance level based off of the history of the chart, right, for the bulls to break through? And what is the most important support level if this support level is broken through before it reaches the 50-day moving average? Those are the two questions. What is the most important resistance level based off the history of the chart? And for the bulls to break through to get to the next step of breaking through this resistance level, which is the most important currently at 460. And what is the most important support level before getting to the 50-day moving average? As always, if you found this video helpful and informative, please do so and subscribe. Don't forget to share this with your friends and community. I really appreciate it when you guys go ahead and share the insight so that more investors are equipped and prepared for the next trading days. Thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.